I'll be right back, guys. Don't you go anywhere.
A few moments later.
Ah, there we are. Oh shit, that's right. I don't work there no more. That's coming up. Hey there, guys. What's going on? I'm back again with another new episode of the Hustle Factory Podcast Show. How's everybody doing today, guys? What you guys got going on so far? Whatever it is, whether it's good or bad, just go ahead and let me know in the comment section below. And let's just start talking there. I mean, I realize I don't have an audience yet, and I'm still kind of looking for you guys. So just go and drop a comment there, and let's get to know each other. It doesn't have to be in the comments; could be as well on my socials as well, on podcast socials. Doesn't matter if you're a new listener of this podcast. First and foremost, I welcome you in this podcast, the Hustle Factory Podcast. In this podcast, I mainly talk about entrepreneurship stuff. I talk about motivational rants. I talk about life. I talk about like different tips and so on. And from time to time, I'll do some interview episodes with variety of content creators out there. Speaking of that, I just recently did that a month ago with one of the Twitch streamer. I'll talk about that in a bit. And just for some bonus content as well, I do some product and services reviews as well. So I do some review series. So yes, that's what this podcast is all about. And by the way, my name is John Lim Dimas. I'm the host of this podcast. So yeah, that's something to know about that. I gotta say, judging from that B-roll earlier, well, yes, I was having an incredibly annoying, a rough month on June. So I'll talk about that more in a few. And you're gonna know now why exactly I was having a rough month. And honestly, I was not really having a good time. I just want to go on and quickly mention that if you missed out the previous episode that I uploaded on YouTube and on podcast platforms as well, you guys can easily check out that previous episode on the card above or in the description as well. It's basically an interview episode that I did with a Twitch streamer known as Louis IPA. He's a very amazing guy to connect with and to also watch him stream as well. So if you want to check out that episode, go ahead and check out in the description as well again. And this is the part where I'm going to start transitioning to an ad. I got to ask, guys, are you the type of guy who drinks energy drinks? If so, you may actually like this. This is something that I've been kind of promoting on this podcast for a long time now, which is called Race Energy. It's basically an energy drink that's from Rep Sports. Real note about Race Energy is that they are the only energy drink in the market that they will literally give you zero crash, only crowdsourced, and most importantly, they are the most refreshing energy drink in the market as well. And their community is so amazing. So I am confidently, I would say that they're the most community driven in the market as well. And you guys may be wondering, what makes them unique? Well, in my honest opinion, what makes them unique is that due to their marketing style that they always implement. So from time to time, they will drop some sort of a limited time only flavors. And speaking of a limited time only flavors, a month ago I believe they did 2 LTO flavors there. I forgot what was the flavor, and I apologize, Res Energy, if you're watching this. I haven't been keeping up, so I do know that they did drop a mystery flavor for the month of June. So I'm not sure if that's still available, but check it out anyways. And aside from that, that's basically what is a Race Energy is all about. And they don't just sell energy drinks, they sell different products as well. But they're basically focusing on the whole fitness industry. They sell supplements, protein. They even have a protein flapjack mix on that. So I really, really want to give that a try. And you know what, guys? If that still doesn't convince you on checking out Race Energy, well, did I also forget to mention that they just recently won the Clash of the Cans contest, where they do a yearly contest on which one of the most popular energy drinks in the market, like G Fuel, Bang, and I think Goes. And I'm sorry, that's all I can think of. But anyways, the main highlight of that is that they just won it twice in a row. And I believe they are the only energy drink in the market that has done it twice in a row. And I can show you the proof on the screen as well. If you find this little ad pretty convincing and so on, you guys can easily use my personal code HSPS all in caps for 50% off if you ever want to give them a try. They have different products that are going on, not just the energy drinks. And they also have a promotion going on as well, especially for new users or if you're someone new on the Race Energy. All right. Finally, that ad is finally done. I know it's kind of painful and I still suck at doing it, but don't worry, I'm going to make it a whole lot better. Anyways, today's Mom Motivational Rant series is basically, I want to talk about a little bit something about a 9-to-5 job. That's what I want to talk about. And specifically speaking about that topic, I want to share what is one of the most important lessons I've learned while working at Winn-Dixie as a grocery stocker for the past 5 years. So if you guys didn't know, I work in Winn-Dixie for 5 years as a grocery stocker. I do it 5 to 6 days a week. I work there incredibly long hours. But the point is, so remember when I earlier when I talked about I had a rough month on June? Well, the quick short story about that is that let's just say I got terminated from my job at Winn-Dixie as a grocery stocker. So you could say I've spent there for the past 5 years as a grocery stocker. I was doing pretty good until that one incident that got me really terminated and fired from my job. And you guys might be wondering, how did I get fired? Well, that's very simple, guys. I'm one of those employees in that store that's just simply, you could say I'm a very honest guy. I'm a very brutal honest guy. So I tend to have a tendency to have a huge fucking mouth all the time. So you can already tell from this podcast there's no filter and so on. And what really happened is I may have said something very stupid to an employee who happens to be a stalker that works with us on that night. So I may have said something very stupid to him. I just said something simple. I got mad. I got irritated. He don't want to do it. So eventually, around 8 o'clock at night at that day, well, apparently, my closing manager called me in the office and he told me, it's been going on this yada yada. This isn't really the first time that I got an issue with that employee. So you could say HR got involved. So I have no idea how HR found out. Maybe somebody reported to that. It doesn't really matter. It is what it is. I got fired. So I will take responsibility to my own actions. All right. So now that I briefly talk about what happened to me a month ago, and yes, it was pretty shitty. Let me just touch up on what is a 9 to 5 job in there, just in case if you've been living in the rock. So a 9 to 5 job is basically a slang word for, it's just a job that basically pays you paycheck to paycheck. You wake up in the morning, then you come in at work, you clock in, then you clock out, then you rinse and repeat. So that's what a 9 to 5 job is. It's just a slang word for that. So now that we know what a 9 to 5 job is, let's go ahead and move on. Now, I know in a nutshell scenario, if you're someone in the same boat as me who just got recently fired, obviously you're going to be talking a lot of shit about how you lost your job and so on. I really want to do that. I want to talk shit. But then again, I realized, why would I be talking shit? It's not going to make me feel any better. So instead of me talking bad about a 9 to 5 job, I would actually do the opposite of it. And I want to talk about something good about it. And that is, what is the most important lesson I have learned as a grocery stocker in Winn-Dixie for the past 5 years? And I've been wanting to talk about the topic of 9 to 5 jobs for so many years. And I'm not so sure why I haven't done it. Maybe I was waiting for a perfect timing. Well, I guess I finally found the perfect timing. But I'm going to cover more about 9 to 5 jobs in the near future after this episode. I'm really hoping I do. This isn't also the main reason why I started recording an episode about this. That's not really what got me inspired. What really got me inspired doing this is that on the day that I got fired, I ended up watching a video on YouTube. I discovered it somehow for all the weird reasons. So thank you, YouTube algorithm. So, anyways, I watched this video about this guy. He was talking about basically the pros and cons of having a 9 to 5 job. And by the way, the name of that channel is known as, I wrote this down. Everything is on caps. That's literally the name of his channel. So check it out. From the looks of his videos, most of his content is pretty much the same content as mine. Pretty much motivational stuff, entrepreneurial, but I think mainly financially stuff. Like it talks about how you can make a passive income, different types of stuff. He got different types of videos in there. So I highly recommend it that you guys check him out on his YouTube channel and also his podcast as well on Anchor. All of the links will be in the description as well. So give him a support, subscribe, and check his content out. And guys, I am aware that there are different sets of skills or experiences that you can learn on your current 9 to 5 job. And by the way, guys, just let me know in the comment section real quick. Are you currently on a 9 to 5 job, or are you already retired or whatever? Whatever it is, just go and comment down below. Let me know, what is your current job right now? Do you like it? Do you love it? But like I said before, what I want to touch on this episode is, what is the one lesson that I have learned working there in Winn-Dixie for the past 5 years? And now check this out, guys. I truly believe the most important lesson I have learned there for the past 5 years is that you just gotta be accountable to your very own actions. Whether it's good or bad, it doesn't fucking matter. Being accountable is really important. And you may ask why. And you may be wondering, of all the lessons that I could have learned, I pick accountability from the rest of them. Yes, I definitely agree. And you know what? I do have my own reasons about that. So check this out. In my honest opinion, it is incredibly important for you to be accountable to your own actions because A, it actually makes you could say, it wants you to take basically responsibility to your own action, which by the way is called accountability. So that's kind of new to me, but I get what it means. And in return, it will give you that opportunity to learn and grow from your own actions. It's just like failing in a sense, you learn from your mistakes and basically you grow from it. And I don't see failing as a bad thing. I see it as a good thing. It's just like a stepping stone. It's just another word for give it another try, give it another go. And did I learn something from getting fired from that a month ago? Yes, definitely. I have learned something. I was accountable for my actions, what happened a month ago. So for me to be accountable, I got fired. I realized what I did wrong. I admitted it. I have moved on. I processed it. Maybe it took me a while to get it all processed, but the point is, I finally move on. And so far, guys, if you're seeing such a massive value in this episode, I know it starts to get kind of getting ranty and so on, but that's what this podcast is all about. So anyways, if you're seeing a massive value in this episode, please consider giving this video a huge thumbs up and a comment down below your thoughts about it so far. And vice versa, if you're listening this episode on podcasting platforms, give us a follow in there and consider giving us a review on what do you think of my podcast so far. I would really highly appreciate of all that. In actuality, being accountable to your own actions is far more 100 times fucking better than playing the whole blaming and victim game in here. Does that sound familiar to you guys? I mean, let me just ask you guys this. Do you guys really want to keep doing that, the whole blaming or victim game all the time? Do you want to find someone to blame all the time and just feel like you're the victim of that, what just happened to you? No, of course you don't want to do that. I mean, to be honest with you guys, I felt like that since a week or two since I got fired. I was kind of looking for someone to blame and I almost got there, but I just stopped and think about myself and just said, it's not going to make me feel any better no matter what I do, no matter what I say. And I mean, the thing is, you may feel good by doing that, but at the end of the day, you know damn well that you're going to feel shit about yourself. So that's my honest thoughts on that. And honestly, guys, oh my gosh. So it's been less than 30 minutes. So it looks like we're on the right track so far, guys. That's good. That's good. And I gotta be honest, guys. I have zero fucking clue how to wrap up this episode, but I think I have some few important things to say. The reality of having a 9-to-5 job is that it does have some pros and cons about it, and I believe that's something I definitely want to talk about in the near future. I mean, after this episode or after I finally got a job again, because I gotta support myself because I don't want to be broken. I have no money at the moment right now, but I still want to record this episode. And I've also realized something as well as soon as the moment I got fired from that job is that there's actually a bright side to what's been going on with me a lot lately. It took me a while, so I just have to sit down and think about what's been going on with me. And the bright side to all this is that I was able to think clearly and just sit down and talk to myself and ask myself, what is it that I really want to accomplish and get done in my life? And as a matter of fact, with that being said, I was able to kind of start thinking, hey, maybe I want to start getting back on the things that I kind of ghosted many years ago. And yes, I'm talking about cryptocurrency. I want to get back on learning more about that. And I've been learning some new things about it. And I also want to get back on that one platform that I kind of ghosted years ago, GS Partners. So Brian Cromley and LeBron, if you guys are listening to this, I do apologize why I ghosted. I didn't mean to. I just had some personal things going on. So I want to get back on that. And honestly, at the end of the day, guys, having a 9-to-5 job isn't really such a bad thing for the majority of us. That's just my opinion. I believe it's just getting such a bad rep about it in the first place. It's because the people who usually have it, honestly, are the ones who's actually getting the wrong mindset about it, So maybe they're thinking it the wrong way, and instead they're looking at it in a negative perspective. I do believe it does have a positive perspective about having a 9-to-5 job. So what do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below. And lastly, for the love of God, guys, please, and I mean please, let's stop playing the whole blaming and victim game here, guys, because it's not going to make you feel any better. No matter what you do about it, I promise you, it will not make you feel any better, and it will not make things any better at all. And other than that, guys, that is the end of this episode, guys. I want to say thank every single one of you guys for listening and watching this podcast. You guys can go and watch the previous episode on the card above as well, or description. And aside from YouTube, you guys can listen to this podcast on other platforms like Spotify, Anchor, Apple Podcasts, and Bullhorn. I barely say this to my episodes, but if you're listening to this podcast on Anchor and you find this episode incredibly valuable, you can actually easily support this podcast by hitting me up on the Anchor page. And honestly, guys, if you're really feeling generous, you can go ahead and drop a quick donation about it. And I would really appreciate if you guys do donate a little bit of money. Doesn't have to be big. 99 cents would be amazing. And I haven't done this for a while, but just a quick shout out for Chance Mac for ever providing me the music that I use on this podcast, especially on the end credits. I know I haven't talked to him for a while. And sorry about that, Chance. I've been really busy, but I would love to get back and get in touch with you again. I know I did an interview episode with him many years ago. Great guy to check out. He's actually an independent artist as well, and he's also an entrepreneur. Great guy to connect. So give him a follow and a shout out. And if you guys ever want to hang out and chill with me on my socials, go ahead and give them a follow, description as well. And we can actually get to know in there. Follow me on my Twitter at JohnLibDemus. Also on my podcast as well. They're going to be in the description. And other than that, guys, that is the end of this episode. Once again, I really appreciate of you guys coming up in this podcast. It really means the world to me. You guys have no idea that every listens and every views that I get on this podcast, it actually makes me smile. And despite of what's been going on with me, I'm not going to quit. I know somewhere along the line, there's a brighter side of that. And that's it, guys. That's the end of it. So I'm hoping that you guys are having a great day so far. JohnLibDemus signing out. Have a great day, guys. I'll see you guys in the next episode.